the most common foods in federal prison that is popular is fried chicken, hamburgers. Sugar is a hot commodity. Coffee. You know what I mean. So there is some things in there that's definitely valuable.
Okay, so can you walk us through dinner time in prison? And then, what's up, Emperor? How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming through. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. But how um can you walk us through dinner time in prison?
Yes. There was 12 units on the roster to eat, and what they would do is they would call the units by whichever unit they felt was the cleanest. So whoever was the dirtiest would eat last, and they would change that up weekly. So they would call chow, and people would take off to go get their trays. They would stand in line, and you would have a tray, and they would put your food on the tray, and then you would go sit down and you would eat. They used to have a salad bar as well. They don't no more. They stopped doing that as well. They did away with that. But in the beginning, there was a salad bar with beans and rice and soup and salad, and I was kind of used to that. Even the Mexicans that was there was used to that. People would be taking that stuff back and cooking other stuff with it, and doing all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? So that salad bar was a lifesaver. I loved it.
So was the salad bar self-serve, or it was like
Yes,
they would
yes,
give you it was self oh, okay.
yeah. It was
Y'all,
totally.
before we get into the nitty-gritty, I want to let you guys know that everything here is alleged. 907 Good Eats or 907 Big Bank Productions is not responsible. Everything said here is our personal opinion. But what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that, and then you got the holiday times, like somebody like myself. I was involved with people that were paying people to cook for them. I was eating burritos, fried burritos. Like a lot of the food that I was eating came out of the kitchen, and people were selling stuff on the yards, cold sodas, like whatever you wanted. Fried chicken. They were frying chicken in the unit. So like a lot of the food that I consumed came from there. But I did go down there on holidays because they would give you pies and cookies, and so it was worth going down there on the holidays. But running down there every day, no, I didn't do that.
When you say running down there every day, you're referring to the cafeteria?
Yes, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Right.
Okay, so people were frying chicken in their
Yes,
units?
yes.
How is
They were,
that possible?
they were doing it out of. They were making stingers out of their garbage cans. Pour the grease in there, and they were they were
In the garbage can?
yeah, they were using garbage cans and different things to fry chicken and burritos and tacos, and so you get a lot of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
So the hot oil wouldn't melt the trash can?
No, no, this wasn't. This is some other type of, like they were sharpening, like they could make you know weapons out of breaking that garbage can down, whatever type of material is made out of. I don't know what kind of material it is.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Emperor said, sounds like the Detroit public schools in the military minus the salad bar. I wish we had salad bars.
Yeah, I enjoyed them salad bars because guess what? The salad bar was also something different than what they were serving there. So like if you don't want to eat what they're serving, you could go over to the salad bar and say, "Well, hey, let me look over here. Let me get me some salad here. Let me get some rice." You know what I mean? So yeah, you can get what you
Emperor said,
want.
yeah, the oil doesn't melt. It's still garbage can. Okay, so the garbage cans were still.
They had different types of garbage
Oh, they're
can,
like
but I'm talking about something that was not steel though, but it's different. I wish I had one I could.
how did they get heat to the garbage can?
Some type of way they create like a stinger. I'm not really sure. I wasn't doing it.
Oh,
I don't know how that.
that's very creative. I
Yeah,
can't believe it.
yeah. I didn't know how to do that, but that's how they also made alcohol there too. The White Lightning, and they was making all of that in there. Yep.
I think I heard about it. Isn't it called like wine or something?
No,
Isn't that
well,
what
you
they call
got. Well, listen. You got the. So it's just like anywhere else. You got this the home brew and the regular stuff, and then you got the White Lightning, which is the next step up. And they say drinking that stuff will make you go blind. Like they're actually taking the stingers that they same stingers they use to heat up the thing to fry with. They're like shocking the alcohol. From what I hear, I've never seen this, but this is what they're telling me is done in order to create that stuff, man. So yeah.
Emperor said, yeah, that's prison wine. We call it potato juice. Have you ever heard that name?
Nah, I know like in Detroit, they do things, what I mean. Shout out to the D, man. I love Detroit, by the way, man. I got a lot of good friends out there in the D, man. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, by the way, the Midwest. So, I know everything with Detroit.
This is crazy how they made the food in the units. And Randy said, how did they make the grease to fry the chicken?
The grease come out of the kitchen. They bringing
So
all
it's
the.
already dyed?
Remember I said in the beginning that a lot of stuff come out of that kitchen. They get the grease out of the kitchen to fry with. They steal it.
And then Randy, somehow they make it to where the trash can has heat.
You're right. They heat it up.
We
Yeah.
might have to do a show about this because I never heard about that. They were frying chicken in the units.
Yeah, we're gonna do our homework on it. We're gonna definitely do another segment about this, right? Most definitely, we're gonna come back and show you guys what it is. Y'all almost gonna make me have to show y'all how to do. In California, they call it a spread when you take food from commissary and make it. In Cleveland, they call it a break. In DC, they call it a hookup. It's all the same thing. It's taking some sausages and mackerels and chips and like that's the kind of stuff that they would do in there.
I think I had that once before. Somebody made it for me, and they're like, "This is so good," but it was, I don't know. It was like I just felt like it was high in sodium.
It is, but that's all you got because that's what they selling you at the commissary. It's the only store in town. It ain't like you can go to Walmart and say I'm buying vegetables, and then to get vegetables in there, you got to pay for that. Remember, it's you got to pay for everything that come out of that kitchen, sugar, anything. You got to pay for everything in there. You could pay to have your clothes washed. You could pay somebody to make you some shorts. You got to pay for your haircut in there. Anything you want and do in there, you have to pay for it. So like people are making money and hustling in there. So that's how it is in there. Nobody's doing anything for free.
Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna read some of the chats. Emperor
Okay.
said, "We used to make potato juice in high school. We had lockers around the school with it." That's
Wow.
crazy.
Tell her I said that's wild to be getting drunk at school.
He also said, I think I know how they made the heat though. You take some old magazines or newspapers for fuel, rub it together for a spark. That's your fire/heat.
I imagine that method will work, but it was a little bit more civilized. I'm gonna have to do some homework again. I'm just gonna talk to some people and go and get some videos and we're gonna break it down. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I never heard of that. So y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And then, so did you ever work in the kitchen when you were in prison?
I did one time. I had a very short stint. I didn't even last 72 hours. Um,
What happened?
believe it or not, I'm the kind of guy that had that mindset about, I agreed with the items that was coming out of the kitchen to help the community out there, the people that needed stuff. So I didn't have a problem with, you know what I'm saying, being involved with you know, things that was coming out of the kitchen. You see what I'm saying? So I, you know what I'm saying, allegedly had 17 pounds of sugar. And when they busted me with the sugar, they were like, "Hey, what are you doing with this?" And I was like, you know, I drink coffee, and my friends drink coffee, so you know, we need some sugar. And they was like, lock them up, you know.
So, what were you going to do with the sugar?
Believe it or not, like I told you, sugar is a very, very hot commodity. And a lot of stuff you buy out of the kitchen and resell it, so you double your money.